Happy New Year, my friends. I hope your new year is off to a great start. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 steps from Napoleon Hill, the great Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. 4 steps to help you be persistent this year so you can actually create the experiences you want to create, achieve the results you want to achieve, and create the change that you want to create in your life. Blah, blah. Let's get to it. So anyways, there are 4 steps to building the habit of persistence. If you're going to make the changes in your life, I think we can all agree you need to be persistent, right? It's not just a one and done thing. You've got to show up day in and day out to be able to create the outcomes you want, right? So what are the 4 steps, according to Napoleon Hill, from Think and Grow Rich, to being persistent? The very, very first step, which is where most people miss the mark, is you've got to have your chief definite purpose. What is it that you really want? And that chief definite purpose has to be backed by a burning desire to make it so. This is step 1. What's your chief definite purpose that's backed by a burning desire to make it so? You've got to really, really want this thing. You've got to know exactly what it is that you're shooting for. And you've got to have that activation energy around it. Otherwise, you're just not going to persevere. If you don't really, 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 really want something and you're not clear about what it is you're trying to achieve or create or experience or change, you're just not going to persevere. You're simply not going to persevere. So what are your top 3 goals for this year? We don't want more than 3. To have anything more than 3, according to Peter Drucker, means you don't have any priorities, means you don't have any goals. You want to have 1 ideally, but no more than 3. So what are your top 3 goals? And do you really, really, really want them? Like a burning desire. He calls it a burning desire, and really let that sink in. A burning desire to make it so. I once heard somebody say, I think it was Ram Dass, that said, don't seek enlightenment unless you seek it like a man's hair is on fire seeks a pond. Imagine your hair being on fire and you saw a pond out in the distance. You wouldn't care who was in front of you. You would make it to that pond. You would have a burning desire to get in that pond to get your head cooled off. It didn't matter if there was a 3-year-old in front of you, an 87-year-old old woman in front of you. You would climb over the top of them to get it. We need to have that kind of burning desire. If you're really going to create the change and the results and the outcomes that you want and the experiences that you want, you got to really, really want it. You got to want it like a man whose hair is on fire seeks a pond. That kind of burning desire. So the first step is get crystal clear about what you want, and you got to really, really, really want it bad. The second step to building the habit of persistence is you've got to have a definite plan that's expressed in continuous action daily. Continuous action is daily. Now, here people get messed up because they think they'll get stuck in the planning phase forever. It's like they're trying to think their way to like this ideal outcome, and they're like, man, at 10, step 10, it's going to be really, really hard. So how am I going to overcome that? We haven't even done step 1. Like, don't worry about step 10 yet, because you just need to know the very next step. That's it. You just need to know the very next step, because you're going to go take that step, and then you're going to get new data from taking that step that's going to make you then inform the second step, which then you'll take action on the second step as part of your plan. You'll get more data in, and then you'll make adjustments and decide what the next step is, the third step, not the 10th step. But so many of us stop persevering because we get caught up in building a plan that's 3 months, 6 months, 12 years out from now. Yeah, you want to have a good idea at some of the obstacles that are coming up. But what's more important than anything is that you're taking consistent action on it every single day. And so we're going to have to be patient in that process, right? So if your ideal outcome is you really want to get into the best shape of your life this year, I mean, you like have activated the energy. Enough is enough. You're tired of this shit. You're tired of feeling tired. You're ready to do this. You're all in. You're clear about what it is you want to feel like and look like and weigh at the end of the year. Great. Now, what's your plan? My plan is I'm going to go join Weight Watchers. I'm going to go join a local fitness club. I'm going to go, or maybe it's even smaller, and you're like, I'm just going to start prioritizing my sleep, because I know if I'm sleeping better, I'm actually going to make better decisions about the food I'm eating, and I'm actually going to show up for my morning workout that I can just do in my basement. Right? So then that's the plan, and you're going to rock that plan for the next 30 days. Like, that's it. You don't need to know plan like the next step 10 steps down. You just need to know the right next step right now. And 9 times out of 10, you already know what the right next step is right now. Like, if your fitness goals or your health goals is a priority, you already know the things you need to stop doing and the things you need to start doing. So your plan's already there. The key part to step 2 and being persistent is that you've got to have a plan, and the plan you want to be confident in. You need to be taking continuous action on that plan. Okay? That's step 2 for persistence this year. The third step, according to Napoleon Hill, is you've got to close your mind tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. Now, this is internally, like the way you talk to yourself. You got to close your mind to that stuff. You got to be more mindful about the negative self-talk and criticisms that taking place and the judgment, because that's not going to help you. It's just not. So you got to get rid of all the limiting beliefs and the limiting thoughts going on internally. And you also want to get rid of the external negative influences. So these might be things like social media or certain particular people you hang out that don't support this higher vision and this plan that you have for your life and yourself and the things you want to create. So you need to close your mind tightly to all negative and discouraging influences. And this is step 3 in building the habit of persistence. You've got to shut off all the other crap, because even if you have a deep burning desire and massive clarity about what you want, and you've got a plan, and you know the next step that you need to be doing for this entire next 7 days, or even just for tomorrow, like you know it deep in your heart, you know what it is, the next step. If you don't believe that you can do those 2 things, you're not going to do them. You're just not going to persevere. If you've got people telling you and criticizing you that, oh, here you are going again, trying to do it again. Why do you even do that? Why do you even make resolutions? You're never going to follow through. If you're surrounded by that crap, either internally or externally, you are not going to persevere on the plan and the purpose that you've created for yourself, that you've identified for yourself. So step 1, you got to have a purpose that's backed by a definite burning desire. Step 2, you got to have a plan that you take consistent action on continuously, all the time, every single day. And step 3, get rid of the negative self-talk, get rid of the discouraging influences outside of yourself. Sometimes that means turning off social media. Sometimes that means turning off the news. Sometimes that means limiting the amount of time you spend with certain people. And it often has to do with the way we talk to ourselves and getting good about that. So step 4, and the final step to building the habit of persistence this year, again, according to Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich, is we need to build a friendly alliance with 1 or 2 people who will encourage you to follow through on both your plan and your purpose. So we need to build a friendly alliance with either 1 or 2 or more people who are there to help you stay committed to your purpose and your plan and to keep taking action on it. Now, Napoleon Hill calls this a mastermind, and then you can have kind of these mutual benefits of meeting regularly with your alliance, with your mastermind. And you might also want to use like a life coach. I'm a life and leadership coach. I work with executive, I work with business owners, I work with optimized heroic coaches. That's what I provide these people, is I help them get clear on their purpose, their plan, get rid of the negative stinking thinking, and eliminate all those discouraging things, and stay committed and consistent to taking action on the things that matter most to them. That's what I do. It's basically that friendly alliance. It's basically step 4 in being able to persevere. Now, you can also do that with your acquaintances and your friends, but my strong encouragement to you is to think outside of what your current relationship patterns are, because more than likely they're not supporting you with your purpose, your plan, and optimizing your mind. So this is one of the reasons that Weight Watchers has been so successful in the past, is that you have a clear purpose. You're there to lose weight, and you have a burning desire to make it so. And step 2, Weight Watchers, there's a plan for you, right? There's a plan about this point system, and you can decide which plan you want to be on. So there's a little bit of flexibility on that. And then step 3 is you're eliminating your discouraging and influencing thoughts. And that step 4 is the alliance, which is why Weight Watchers can help you, is because there is this cadence of accountability that takes place. and they're encouraging you and they're supporting you and they're celebrating when you have the tiniest weight loss, and also when you don't have any weight loss. They're encouraging you and helping you look at it differently, helping you optimize your mind and adjust your plan so you can achieve the purpose that you set out to achieve. So to quickly recap how to be persistent this year, according to Napoleon Hill, which this shit works. There's a reason this book is one of the most widely read books in success and personal development out there, is that this stuff works. And so there's 4 steps to building a habit of persistence. You got to know what you want, what's your purpose, and it's got to be backed by a burning desire to make it so, like your hair is on fire and you're looking for a pond. Number 2, you got to have a plan that you're taking consistent action on daily. Number 3, you got to close your mind off to all negativity and discouraging thoughts. And number 4, you got to invest in relationships. You got to build your alliance. You got to build your mastermind group that their sole purpose and job is to support you and encourage you to take consistent action on your purpose and your plan and to optimize your mind. And you're doing the same for them if you're part of a mastermind. And if you're not doing that, maybe you're paying a coach or you're paying a fitness guru. You're paying someone to potentially help you, support you with that cadence of accountability. I hope this was helpful for you in making 2023 your greatest year ever. I'm going to be sharing more videos in the future ahead. That's it for this one. Happy New Year. I'm so excited for you. I hope it's a great one. See you for now.